Hi Scorpio, welcome to your mid-October reading. It's looking very positive indeed, I'm pleased to say. You've been in a conflictual situation, something really tricky and sticky, with someone really difficult. It's been a tough few months. I'm sensing some kind of a divorce here, some kind of legal situation which involved a lot of conflict with one person in particular, who you were deeply attached with. Someone whose life you were very much involved with. And you thought you couldn't live without this person. Now this person could be a business partner, it could be a partner in life, in love. Someone you were super, super close with. It could have been a best friend, it could be a sister or a brother that you're deeply connected with, maybe a twin. But it's a situation which has ended in some kind of legal action over maybe an argument over an inheritance, the property that you grew up in, maybe some kind of splitting of assets. So if there was a divorce negotiation, maybe a house that was sold that you were very attached to. I'm definitely seeing the sale of a house here that's taken place and those funds are being split in half. And you were worried that the other person was going to get more than you were. But that didn't happen because the other person was in the wrong. So you've had months and months and months of this deep, deep conflict with someone who's very close to you and you've come out victorious. The situation happened because judgment was needed. That person needed to be judged. That person needed to be looked at by God, by the gods. Their behavior and your relationship as a result needed to be looked at with a fine-tooth comb. And that's what happened, which led to a breakup of sorts. That relationship has now died, and you are able to move on. And the outcome, we have the Chariot. Literally you on a moving vehicle, moving towards your future, victorious. Now, Scorpions have a reputation for getting themselves into conflictual situations because they can be quite defensive. Now, all signs have their, little personality traits that they need to work on. All of our goodness is balanced out by something which we need to work on. That applies to all of us. With Scorpio, when someone steps on your tail, the claws come out. And you're known in your circle of friends or family, you're kind of known as that person who can maybe, react a little bit abruptly sometimes in conflictual situations. In this case, you were right to do that. And it's given you great satisfaction to turn around and say, you know what, actually, you behaved really badly and I had a right to stand up for myself in this occasion. So don't brand me as the guy who's always screaming his head off or the girl who gets angry too fast. Because actually I had every right to be angry in this situation. So you can totally own those feelings. There's nothing wrong with that. I love these two cards because the water, your element is water. Scorpions are like Pisces and Cancer, water signs. Your water had been emptied, literally. Your soul level was at 0. And in the future, we have this beautiful being manifesting from the water towards the sun. It's literally the opposite energy of this one. This is the last 6 months. This is the next 6 months, including the month of October. You're going to have to show great strength. You've actually already shown great strength because it took a huge amount to get through this situation. I'm getting the sense that you're definitely splitting up with someone that you were spending too much time with. So were you spending your days with the same business partner every day, or were you spending your days with your twin or your brother, your sister? Were you living together during the confinement? Something like this. Maybe you weren't living together before the confinement, but you decided to move in and it led to huge problems. And it's literally come to an end now. And justice has been served to the person who behaved very badly. I'm getting the names George and Karen. I don't know why, but I am. Sometimes I get one name, sometimes I don't get any. But in this reading, George and Karen are really, really jumping out. out. Hopefully that resonates with someone out there and makes sense. Let me know if it does in the comment section. I'd be interested to see if that resonates with anyone in particular. So yeah, you're having to show great endurance. You're having to show some fire. This for me is the Scorpion card. You know, the ends are blazing hot. But that fire is serving you in this case. And you know, you've needed some fire because you've got so much water in your chart that that fire is really important actually to balance you out. And it's that got you the justice. It balanced you out, and the balance, the scales were balanced in the end thanks to that fire and water combination. They served you well. The deep emotional intuition of the water and the fire, the strength, the endurance of the fire created a situation where you were victorious. So that's wonderful. Now, what it's asking you to do is to tap into that feeling of victory and to try and stay in that energy. It's really beautiful because we've got the card of material gain and the card of meditation. And what this is trying to tell you is that this energy will get you more victory in the future. So try and stay in this place. Do you see that both of these men are praying? Both of them have their hands together. And both of them are praying and thankful, which is exactly what you are right now, because you weren't sure which way the scales were going to go. You genuinely thought maybe, maybe this person that I'm in this terrible situation with is going to win for some weird reason. Maybe on paper, they had the advantage. But they didn't win. You won. You were able to come out victorious from this situation. Now, as a result of this good behavior, I think this situation put you in a really tricky spot where you suddenly had to question all of the things that you thought your life was based on. And you had to ask some really difficult questions, which made you question everything, all of the foundations. And as a result of that, there's been some kind of a career change or some deep, deep change of heart. Maybe you want to move countries. I'm getting Mexico in my head and Germany. Someone who maybe was living in Germany who now wants to move to Mexico. Something like this. And you weren't able to do that in the position that you were in before, in the attachment that you were in before. In the relationship that you were in before, you felt locked into arrangements around the home which you weren't happy with. And this new situation is allowing you to move to a sunny place. Yeah, I'm getting Mexico. Maybe that resonates with someone. You're literally coming into your own. You're coming back into your own. You're regaining your energy. You have actually regained it. By the month of October, you feel like everything is sort of, you can sigh a deep, you can let out a deep sigh of relief, because it's been going on for months, the situation with this very toxic person. They literally emptied you of everything, your money, your energy, your will to live, really, actually, if I'm honest. This person was deeply toxic and manipulative and complicated. But it taught you to be calm in the face of adversity. And that's a lesson that now that you have learned and that you will have with you for the rest of your life. And you must always remember to go back to this energy when things get really tough, because you know what that feels like now. You know how to go to this place of calmness and vitality and happiness. And you got there through having to learn the lessons of endurance. You walked across the fire these last few months. You literally did. That's what you had to do. Now, what's beautiful, what I was saying about success, some kind of thing that you were wanting in Mexico or wherever it might be, this sunny place, it's happened very fast. You didn't really, sometimes in life we wish for things and they take months before they, happen, or maybe they never do, or maybe they take years. But in this case, it was like okay, I really want to move to Mexico, wherever Mexico might be. Maybe it's, another country. Maybe you live in the northern part of France, but you wanted to move to the south of France, that kind of energy. It's all taken place very fast. The money came in from said divorce, business relationship that fell apart. The papers were signed, the money was transferred, and you were able to move. Fast. You found a house quickly. Whether renting or buying, you looked online and bam, there it was, the house that you wanted, in the place that you wanted, and you're literally packing your bags as we speak. And the star is watching over you. That's you in the sky. And you're watching yourself and you can't actually really believe it. You're like, how has this all happened so fast? It's happened fast because it was deserved and it was just. The gods came in and judged the situation for you and rebalanced it, literally. The angels had to come in and they had to split down the middle and decide what was right and what was wrong, and you fell on the side of righteousness. You were literally supported by the angels in this. And the other person is having a really tough time, whatever sign they are. I don't know what sign they are. Even if there was another Scorpio, that other Scorpio didn't win. In all pairings of Scorpio in this situation, one Scorpio lost, maybe, but one Scorpio won big time. See, in this card, you're literally looking back at your family. You're leaving them behind. There's someone, as I said, when I say family, I mean, someone who's close to you, someone who's special. And it's very sad. It's very sad when this kind of thing happens because it's very destabilizing, isn't it? Someone that you thought you could trust and suddenly you realize that actually you couldn't. But I don't think it was sudden in this case. I think you've known for years that you couldn't trust them. What's sudden is this accelerated movement towards success and happiness. So this tricky situation went on for a long time, several months, 6 months. You thought you were never going to get out of it. Your cups were empty. You grew and showed faith and strength. That strength and faith need to be held on to in order for you to continue manifesting yourself. This is you, the water, to allow movement forwards, which is exactly what you're going through now, so that the star continues to watch over you. This is your new country, your new place. The mountains that were surrounding you have changed. You might have moved 20 kilometers down the road, I have no idea, but the landscape has changed around you, literally, metaphorically and literally, through this new geographical location that you find yourself in. It's a beautiful reading. You've had a tough time, Scorpio. You've had a really tough time. Someone's behaved very badly. I wonder who this George and this Karen are. Whoever they are, they weren't very nice. But they've learnt their lesson, and they had to learn that lesson. We're all on a journey, and there's reasons why these conflicts happen. But the person on the other side who lost had some lessons to learn, and they will be grateful to have learnt those lessons in the long term, because it means that situation probably won't happen to them again. Hopefully not. Unless, they're in a karmic, vicious cycle of terribly destructive, repetitive behaviour, which some people, are in sometimes. But you're not in that cycle, thankfully. Yeah, justice has been served for sure. So you shouldn't feel guilty about this. There are going to be moments in your new house in Mexico or wherever this house is, and there'll be moments when you're out on your porch outside looking at the stars and realising how lucky you are, and you might think, God, Karen, George, whoever they are, isn't in a very safe, happy place right now. I wonder how they are. I hope they're okay. What these cards are telling you is that it's not really your problem anymore, because they put you through hell. So obviously send them your best wishes, you know, telepathically. We should do that to all of those that we have loved and still love. We should be doing that all the time anyway. It's good karma. But don't feel guilty about it, because you came out victorious for a reason. Justice was served, and that's what's rebalanced the energy for you. So the universe decided for you, so don't feel guilty about anything. What we have in the lesson card is to breathe in, to breathe out. And this is literally the life force coming back into your being. The sun is shining again, thank God. Your cycle of energy has been renewed, and the oxygen is running through your veins again, in a way that it was not in the last 6 months. It's literally the opposite energy of this, where your oxygen was completely depleted. Some of you might have even had some respiratory issues during those 6 months. Or you were just feeling very weak, I think, in your lungs and just generally. That whole area around the heart chakra was very, very worn out, for sure. That's been replenished, the water's been replenished, the cups are full again, and you're able to move on. It's a beautiful reading. I love this for you guys. It's really, really great. So don't forget to like and subscribe if this reading resonated with you. I'll be doing these every couple of weeks, so I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye, guys.